Let's now speak with Mr. Sylvester Ezeokenwa, who joins us live here in our APGA studio. Thank you so much indeed for joining us tonight.
Thank you very much, and good evening, my brother Shem.
Yeah. What is happening? If INEC is not recognizing you as a national chairman of APGA,
Yes.
what do you have to lose by just walking away? It does look like whatever action you are taking is in illegality. You are not recognized by law because INEC, as the umpire, stands in the middle in all of this and seems to see from a global point of view. Why is it difficult for you to walk away after all of these months of tussle?
I'll tell you one thing. One, I'm a lawyer. And then I know what is right, what is lawful, and what is unlawful. And that at least you can know that about me. Then secondly, under the relevant laws of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, if a commission like the Independent National Electoral Commission established pursuant to the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria decides to do something that which I consider as unlawful, then it is just germane that such a position or such a decision be challenged in court. I was elected at the National Convention of All Progressive Grand Alliance that was conducted on the 31st day of May 2023.
A contentious one.
No. When you say a contentious one,
because
no, it's not in contention at all.
INEC was there, isn't it?
Yes, no,
to monitor it.
I'm coming. The convention that was in contention was that of 2019. So you have to get this fact right. Between 2019, that's 31st May 2019 to 31st May 2023, there was, let me use the word, factionalization, if I may use that word, because while Oye was duly elected the national chairman of APGA for a second term, mind you, Oye was in his second term. Now, Njoku claimed that he had held a parallel convention somewhere. These are the facts. Now, the 31st of May 2023 convention that brought me to office is not in contention anywhere. INEC was duly given notice of that convention. INEC monitored that convention, and they've always recognized us. We nominated candidate for Edo governorship. We nominated candidate for Edo governorship. Even the by-election that INEC conducted earlier this year, we nominated candidate for those elections.
But are you aware of the contempt charge?
Now,
are you aware of that?
Of course, I'm very much aware.
So if you're aware of contempt, how will a contempt charge come up when there is no valid judgment of court invalidating that convention that brought you into office?
You see, the problem is, even because I listened to Njoku the other day, he doesn't even seem to understand the issues.
But now, I'm coming.
Yes, he's not even a party in the matter. Even the matter,
he asked to be joined at the appeal court.
I'm talking of the extant matter, the one that they gave that the Buhari High Court gave judgment. He's not a party. You know, he's an expert in fighting proxy wars. He procured 2 persons to go to Buhari to file an action. After he had procured people, because you must understand, I'm coming. You must understand.
No. When you make the allegation that he procured them,
of course.
I mean, there's an allegation that he gave money to people to go to court.
No, that's the thing. Whether he gives them money,
whether
he gives them money or not. The major thing is, why does he like fighting proxy wars? In 2020, on this issue of the convention, he went to Bauchi State, Federal High Court, and filed an action to compel INEC to recognize him as national chairman. While that matter was on, he procured 2 other persons, Judo Keke and Aliu, to go to Jigawa to validate the convention. Even after the Supreme Court had corrected the judgment or its judgment delivered on the 14th of October 2021, he still got some persons. The current man that is now parading as the chairman of the Board of Trustees of APGA, to go to the Federal High Court Abuja Division. They filed an action contending that by the corrected Supreme Court judgment, that the Supreme Court had recognized him as national chairman. And the Federal High Court said no, that the correction of an accidental slip did not change the substance of the judgment which affirmed the Oka Convention. And this matter was appealed to the Court of Appeal. When they lost at the Court of Appeal, They abandoned that one. They didn't even appeal it to the Supreme Court and now rushed to Buhari. So the truth of the matter is, he's an expert in forum shopping, trying as much as possible to ridicule the integrity and sanctity of the judiciary. Because you can't be going to various courts through persons to achieve the same aim. But it is unlawful.
Let's look at the meat of the matter.
Yes.
Especially the ruling and the validity of the court's position that validates or that recognizes Edozie Njoku as validly elected or the authentic leader of the party in the position of the national chairman. Are you aware of that position?
There is no such judgment.
You have alleged that there is a fraud or there is...
No, I'll get... You see, you must understand these things and put them in proper perspective. First of all, there is no judgment of any court that recognized Njoku as a national chairman of APGA.
That you are aware of?
Yes, I'm aware. Even the even the letters they write to various people, the State Independent Electoral Commissions, there is a particular judgment that they attach. In that same judgment, one of the justices that sat on appeal, Honorable Justice Obiora, Pete Obiora, stated emphatically that one, the corrected Supreme Court judgment did not pronounce Edozie Njoku as national chairman. That was the first point he made. And then secondly, that whatever tenure the contending parties in that matter are after, they should know and be guided by the constitution of APGA that the term of office in question had long elapsed. That was the position of Justice Obiora on the 28th of June 2024. Because, like I said earlier on, it was for a tenure between 2019 and 2023. So that tenure of office, whether for or against, had elapsed. APGA, as a political party, has moved on, has conducted a fresh national convention, has brought in new officers. And again, the contention he makes about the fact that the convention that brought me to office was nullified is a blatant lie. There is no proceeding in which APGA, even in the matter they filed at the Buhari High Court, they sued Oye in his personal capacity, not even in a representative capacity on behalf of his own National Executive Committee, neither did they join APGA. So you can't shave a man's head in his absence. So there is nothing about that judgment that affects the current national officers of APGA under my leadership. That is the true position as of today.
If you say so,
yes.
I mean, how then will I know? Because, I mean, you and Mr. Njoku have your day in court to argue this matter.
Yes.
And it looks so much complex, and the cases and the different, we're talking about 3-4 different courts now, that this matter is a complex one. When it comes to legal issues, there are not things that you hear from one side, you hear from the other side, and you're able to make sense of it easily like that. But the fact remains that INEC had looked at this matter and said, look, Mr. Ezeokenwa, we do not recognize you. We have been recognizing you before. But the person that we think is the authentic chairman is Edozie Njoku.
I can tell you something.
Are you saying INEC is misguided?
Yes, they are misguided.
How? Why?
I can tell you that. First of all, this judgment in question was not delivered today. The judgment of the Buhari High Court was delivered on the 6th of June 2023. What happened on 28 June by the Court of Appeal was just an affirmation of the judgment of the High Court.
Okay, let me ask you this question. Just for a moment.
Okay.
Is it true that your party, your side of the divide, went to court to ask the court that Mr. Njoku is parading a fraudulent or he lied about a judgment of court?
No, we never did that. The very wrong position. What I went to court because I filed an action at the Federal High Court, Abuja. Now, the position is there any judgment of court that compels INEC to recognize Njoku? It's a very simple question. Let INEC come and show the court. Now, in the counter affidavit that INEC filed, because I saw when you beamed it on live TV, they alluded, INEC, that's their position, except they are going to change it tomorrow. The position of INEC is that by the correction that the Supreme Court returned the party to status quo before the matter in Jigawa. Remember, all these things started as a result of a frivolous action that was filed in Jigawa State High Court in 2021. Now, INEC, in this counter affidavit you are showing now, claims that the status quo was that Njoku was the national chairman before the matter in Jigawa. Now, as of today, my brother Shehu, there are 3 Court of Appeal judgments that have validated the Oka Convention. So that is the status quo. This is the judgment of Honorable Justice Haruna Simon Samani. Because when I talk, I come here with judgment of court. So it's not a matter for speculation. This is the judgment of Honorable Justice Samani, delivered on the 10th day of August 2021, where he incontrovertibly affirmed and validated the National Convention of APGA that was conducted in Oka in 2019. Now, this is the judgment of another Court of Appeal. Remember, when he came here 2 days ago, there was an allegation he made. He said, while we were pursuing Jude Okeke, I don't know if you remember that.
I remember.
That we did not bother to challenge his election as national chairman. Please, I don't know if you can read to the public who is the appellant in this matter.
And this was in 2021.
This 2021. You can read to the public. I was the person that brought this action against him, sequel to the Anambra State governorship election. And I asked the court, please, between these 2 contending conventions, which one is a valid convention conducted by APGA? And the High Court answered that question, that there is no evidence that APGA held any convention in Owerri. He, Chief Edozie Njoku, you can see there are 2 appellants here, Chief Edozie Njoku and Okoro Chinedum Benedict. This matter was presided over by the president of the Court of Appeal, the erudite president of the Court of Appeal herself. The judgment was delivered by Honorable Justice Sankey, now Justice of the Supreme Court. And in this appeal, the Court of Appeal said that between these 2 national conventions, that they are bound by their earlier judgment, that's the judgment of the Court of Appeal Kano, to the effect that the only valid convention conducted by APGA was the convention held in Oka that produced Victor Oye for his 2nd term in office. So, if you want to answer the question, what was the status quo before the suit in Jigawa was filed, you make recourse to these 2 Court of Appeal judgments. Mind you, the judgment of the Court of Appeal Kano was affirmed on appeal by the Supreme Court. If you read the conclusion, you will see where Justice Mary Odele, retired, stated, I affirm the judgment of the court below, including the finding that Oye was a national chairman. Now, the next question you can ask yourself is, did Edozie Njoku appeal this matter to the Supreme Court? The one in which he was the appellant at the Court of Appeal. The matter presided over by the president of the Court of Appeal. And the answer is no.
All right. So let's settle, because we need to go into other matters relating to whether or not you have any legality linked to the national chairmanship seat of the APGA.
I am still the national chairman of APGA, irrespective of, because...
Oh, you are not? We cannot call you a national chairman.
I understand your
by
position.
Law...
No,
when you say by law, because INEC is recognized as the umpire.
It's not by law. We are talking about judgment of court.
I'm saying that INEC cannot take... There is an order in the society.
Yes.
And you do know...
I agree with you.
Just a moment, sir. You do know that even in law,
yes,
there is a substantive law and there is a procedural law.
I agree with you.
The substantive can't start without the procedure that puts it in place.
I know.
So the question is that INEC is recognized as the umpire that supervises, that can register any political party under which you answer to as a political party. But when INEC says you are not recognized or listed as the leader of the party,
I don't know if you can listen.
We cannot recognize you.
You're talking about channels as an establishment. Now, there are 2 issues. One is the legality of something. Another one, INEC is not a court of law. I always say it, I do not have any issues with INEC because INEC was misled, and that's why I'm in court. Why do I say that INEC was misled? The gravamen of the entire issues revolving around the APGA leadership issue revolves around the correct interpretation of the judgment of the Supreme Court that was corrected on the 24th day of March 2023. Now, the Supreme Court has clarified its position. And this is the document here. I don't know if you can beam it live so that our listening audience can read. This document was obtained by us on the 6th day of August 2024. Against the contention, he said we had filed it in court twice. I don't know who filed. I am not Victor Oye. This document was issued to us. You can see the forwarding letter by the Supreme Court. It's dated the 6th day of August 2024. And now it reads, he said, I have been directed by the Honorable the Chief Justice of Nigeria to refer, because you recall, Edozie Njoku's lawyer had applied to the Supreme Court to commence contempt proceedings against the chairman of INEC for his disobedience to the corrected judgment of the Supreme Court. And the Supreme Court, in replying them, stated emphatically, he said that the ruling of the court in suit number SC 687-2021, dated 24th March 2023, did not alter the substance of the judgment delivered on the 14th day of October 2021, affirming the judgment of the Court of Appeal. Mind you, judgment of the Court of Appeal, Kano, which set aside the judgment of the High Court of Jigawa and held that who should be the acting national chairman of the party is within the confines of the internal affairs of the party, which is not justiciable. Secondly, and most importantly, it says, the court could not have made any consequential order recognizing Chief Edozie Njoku as the national chairman of APGA. And I said, since no order to that effect was made by the court, the national chairman of INEC did not disobey any. It would have been different if Edozie Njoku was here and said that this document
affidavit.
No, I'm coming. Just a point. I don't know if I can make this point. You know, there's a difference between you are denying that this document is in existence, or nobody has come out to say that the Supreme Court or the CJN never issued this document. This is the position of the Supreme Court. And that's why I said that INEC has taken a convenient position, because I can tell you, I said I quite understand the commission. If you were the INEC chairman and the court was breathing down on your neck for contempt and was going to sentence you, remember they did this recognition on the 9th. The matter in Buhari came up on the 10th, and it was supposedly going to be for sentencing of Professor Mahmood Yakubu for contempt of court. So it was understandable that they had to do something convenient in the face of the moment to save the head of the chairman.
Let's move on quickly.
Yes.
Of course, there is a counter affidavit which has been
absolutely
is before the court,
yes,
and validly also recognized that it has been registered in this month, and
yes,
there are several questions that affidavit hope to answer.
Okay.
Including the validity of the whether or not the corrected judgment of the Supreme Court on
yes,
the 24th of March 2023,
yes,
which declared Edozie Njoku as the national chairman of APGA,
yes,
and also that INEC had two parallel conventions on the 31st of May 2019, that a convention, if it is claimed not to be monitored by INEC, does not invalidate it, and several other questions that INEC will be answered by the court.
I understand.
But let's put those aside,
yes,
because it's now left for the court to answer.
Absolutely.
But the question is,
yes,
as a lawyer,
yes,
you understand what it is that pending a final resolution,
yes,
when there's a contention before the court,
yes,
when there's a dispute,
yes,
you stand down.
No, you don't.
So you keep your
no. That's what I'm saying. You must understand these things.
So
I'm coming.
Just a moment.
Remember, I told you something.
If I ask you this question,
yes,
if INEC is recognizing Mr. Njoku,
yes,
right,
yes,
and you don't feel all right by it,
yes,
lawfully and legally,
yes,
what do you do?
That's why I've gone to court.
So recognizing yourself as the national chairman,
no,
is that legal?
No.
Is that lawful?
You can't say it is unlawful, because it is INEC that has taken a decision.
Yeah.
That we feel.
Do you recognize the position of INEC as established by the Constitution?
No, yes.
As the umpire?
Definitely.
Which has the power over your party to coordinate and to be able to oversight.
No. Their job by the Constitution is regulatory function.
Yes.
INEC
as a regulator.
INEC cannot determine for APGA who its national. The national chairman of a political party, the Supreme Court stated it in 2017, PDP versus Sheriff, that the only way the national chairman of a party can come about is through a valid convention. Remember, In the midst of all, I'm coming.
Whether or not your convention was valid.
Remember, there is a point you are missing. Because we have established beyond doubt that the purported Owerri Convention, because the INEC cannot overrule the court. I told you here that there are two subsisting Court of Appeal judgments that has invalidated the Owerri Convention. One of them affirmed by the Supreme Court. Now, is INEC sitting on appeal over the decision of the Court of Appeal?
But you are insisting that you will go ahead, even if INEC recognizes another person.
No.
Because
you must understand these things. You must understand these things.
You heard what Mr. Ezeokenwa said.
Yes.
That you are Governor Soludo's. I've forgotten how he described you.
I don't know what he means by that. There was something he said, and I must correct an impression. You see, facts are sacred. And he said, I remember a portion in the Bible that said that you shall know the truth and the truth shall set you free. He's a man that doesn't want to accept the truth. He said he was the national vice chairman of the party upon formation in 2002. He failed to tell Nigerians that he voluntarily left the party in 2007. He's on record. He was the campaign manager to one of the contestants for the governorship election of 2007. If you recall, there was an election that brought Anduba to office, which ultimately the Supreme Court returned Peter Obi to complete his 4-year tenure. So he joined the man and entered ANPP. That was when he left the party. I'm coming. I'm coming to that point.
Everything that you are doing is the hand of Governor Soludo.
I'm coming to that point. I cannot be a stooge of the governor. I'm coming. When you say principal before now, you have to first of all understand my position in APGA from day one. I've been a member of APGA legal team from 2009 till date. In 2015, I was elected a state officer of APGA. That was years before Soludo became governor.
And you became commissioner
I'm coming. In 2019, I was elected the national legal advisor of APGA. And subsequently, in 2022, it's not in doubt. He said, I was appointed a commissioner. Now, it is on record that the party, recognizing my invaluable contribution, moved a motion at the convention where our presidential candidate was nominated and approved for me to hold dual office. Because once you have an appointment, you must resign your position, except the party in a convention approved for you to hold dual office. So my journey with APGA, I registered as a member of APGA even as an undergraduate in 2002. And I remained a member of the party till date. So the issue, who is your stooge and who is, for me, they are diversionary. Because you don't want to face...
Is Governor your principal or not?
Currently.
Was he or is he your principal?
I just told you.
At the moment, is he your principal?
He's not my principal. He's the national leader of the party and I'm the national chairman of the party.
Does it fund the activities of the party?
When you say the fund the activity, the party has sources through which it generates income. One of them
Are you privy?
Yes.
Are you privy to the meeting between Mr. Njoku and Governor Soludo?
I'm not aware of it.
He said he sat with him for 3 hours.
I don't know. Of course, the man, the one problem about him is because I don't like using derogatory words on TV, but he says so many things that I can consider as outright lies or blatant falsehood. So I don't know what to believe and what not to believe. I'm coming. The only person that can answer that question is Governor Soludo.
Let me ask
because he never mentioned, I don't know if he said that was in that meeting. Because I'm not aware of it.
He said the meeting was between himself and Governor Soludo.
So the best person you can ask is the leader of the party.
So where I'm coming to in that question
is
the fact that it does look like there was supposed to be a compromise. If Governor Soludo is sitting with him, it does look like he's recognizing that there could be a political resolution to the matter. Just a moment, if I may ask my question. Should the court tomorrow decide that Njoku is the valid and authentic chairman of the party, what would you do?
If there is a judgment of court that Njoku is a valid national chairman of the party, especially if he comes from the highest court in the land, I'll respect it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you realize?
Because I cannot stay here and sit on appeal over a valid judgment of court.
Do you realize the consequence of what is going on in your party?
We understand.
And the local government?
Yes, we understand. You see, I'll tell you one thing. The man in question, it seems, and I can tell you, you can call it an allegation, but I'm very much confirmed and informed that there is an attempt by some persons who feel that the party has been doing, or who are against the trajectory of development that APGA has brought to Anambra State in the past 18 years to scuttle the stronghold of APGA in Anambra. And he is the hatchet man.
So you think that this is targeted
absolutely
at a re-election of Soludo?
Yes, absolutely. Not just for the election.
Who are you suspecting might be behind this?
Don't bother about who I'm suspecting.
No, if you
but the fact remains,
will come to equity must come.
If
you are making the allegation, you must be able to.
I can tell you that he knows who his paymasters are. And he knows what, because when he filed an action in Bauchi, he got some persons to file an action in Federal High Court, Oka. He got some persons to file an action in FCT High Court. He got some persons to file an action in Federal High Court, Abuja. So why is he running around shopping for judgment? Incidentally, if you read the judgment of Justice Mary Odili, very instructive and illuminating judgment, where she said that the appellant in that matter traveled all the way from Anambra to Jigawa. From Anambra. Because he knows.
Let's wrap this up quickly.
Yes.
Let's wrap this up quickly. Your party is in danger. You realize so?
I can tell you something. Njoko, notwithstanding the recognition, is a commander without an army. I can tell you that. Is it
the reason why the government in Anambra State is shutting down and clamping down on his activities?
Let me tell you, when you say clamping down on his activities, I don't work for the government of Anambra State.
So you've been there
now,
before.
I'm coming. I'm coming.
Are you aware of what is going on the ground?
It's an allegation. And what I heard was that some persons who are occupying an office did not comply with some regulatory instructions. If you cite an office in a residential area without change of purpose permit, as I was reliably informed.
So coincidental that it happens to be.
It was not only but it was not only his office that was clamped down.
So the question I'm asking is that you realize the danger that your party is in.
That's what I'm telling you.
One state party, yes. And the fact that you're about to lose what the thread upon which you are anchoring.
We cannot. I can tell you one thing. APGA, remember, we had this crisis in 2009. It did not stop the re-election of Governor Peter Obi. We had this crisis in 2013. It did not stop the election of Governor Willie Obiano. We had this issue in 2017. It didn't stop the re-election of Governor Willie Obiano. We had this issue in 2021. It didn't stop the election of Professor Charles Soludo. Now, these men that are doing this thing, they do it every 4 years, once the election approaches. But there is one thing, and that thing is what is very exciting and enlightening. Anambra State and the people of Anambra have come to identify with the trajectory of development that APGA has brought and installed in Anambra in the past 18 years, from Governor Peter Obi till now. So the question is, whatever you're doing, the people of Anambra understands and believes in APGA and what APGA has brought to Anambra State. Yeah. And I can tell you, no matter the antics of desperate men who are trying to take over the government of Anambra State, they will never succeed.
Ezeokenwa is a leader of the party in APGA. That's the much we can say. He's fighting his way to become again the national chairman of APGA. But thank you so much indeed.
Thank you very much, my brother. And I equally thank you for trying as much as possible to tell and unravel the truth and let Nigerians know what the correct position is.
Thank you so
much. And I can tell you in no distant time, the truth will come to light.